HBO has officially released the first 3 episode titles as well as the descriptions for Game of Thrones Season 7. Episode 1 will in fact be called Dragonstone. Now the official description reads as follows. Jon, Kit Harington, organizes the defense of the North. Cersei tries to even the odds, and Daenerys comes home. Now, we all know that we received heavy amounts of Daenerys at Dragonstone, so we all kind of figured this would be in the first episode, and I think that will in fact focus on her. Like, the first shot we'll probably get is her ships coming up to the bay, they dock, and then we'll get Daenerys hitting the sand and walking up to Dragonstone. Then we'll probably switch on to Jon Snow and company up north. It mentions that he's going to be organizing the defense of the North. I basically think that he's going to be meeting, at like this image right here, he's going to be meeting with all of his advisors and all of his allies, and will in fact inform them how Dragonstone, or Dragonglass rather, is going to be worth more than gold. Cersei's description kind of has me a little bit, curious, because it says she tries to even the odds, but I honestly think that this will mean that Euron shows up within the first episode and offers an alliance. Could also mean that she's basically going to tally her weapons and see what she has, at her disposal. She will quickly receive word that Daenerys has arrived in Dragonstone and in Westeros, and Cersei's not stupid, so she knows Daenerys' next stop will in fact be King's Landing. If you are enjoying this video, please slap a like on it, as it greatly helps out my channel and it's free. Episode 2 will in fact be called Stormborn, and the description reads as follows. Daenerys receives an unexpected visitor, Jon faces a revolt, and Tyrion plans the conquest of Westeros. Now, immediately as soon as I finished reading that description, I'm like, well, there's nothing mentioned about Cersei. So whatever Cersei does in this episode is going to be insane and most likely cause some damage. It will probably be unexpected. As far as Daenerys receiving an unexpected visitor, I originally thought that Melisandre was already at Dragonstone, and I know Jon, since he's going to be facing a revolt up north, I know it's not going to be Jon, so that made me think that Melisandre could actually arrive at Dragonstone in this episode, and if that does, she's probably going to pledge her allegiance to Daenerys. I know Melisandre will end up at Dragonstone, but I think she will be not necessarily switching camps, but maybe once she sees that Daenerys is fire incarnate, she might think that there is a potentially new candidate for Azor Ahai. As far as Jon Snow facing revolt up north, I think, he could potentially have a small situation on his hands after he tells everyone that he plans on, fighting the White Walkers as opposed to like rebuilding the North and stuff like that. So I think that there might be a few of his advisors that oppose what he's saying, or it could also mean that, a lot of people think that Sansa and Jon are gonna fight and face off this season. It could just mean that, Jon will have to deal with something that Sansa may necessarily do and could cause some issues. Tyrion planning the conquest of Westeros, that pretty much speaks for itself. This is probably where we're going to get that scene from the trailer where Tyrion is knocking down the Casterly rock emblem, basically the Lannister lions. And then also I think that we may potentially see Grey Worm take Casterly rock in this episode, because Daenerys is going to be moving quickly. In the first episode, we'll get her plan, so to speak, and then in the second episode, we'll start to see it, in the works. I think that they might use a little bit of Baelish's travel service and leave Dragonstone and arrive in Casterly Rock in the same episode. Episode 3 is in fact called The Queen's Justice. Now this title has me intrigued. I'm excited about all of the titles that we've gotten, but this one is going to be almost halfway through the season. So when I first hear, I'm going to read you the description in a second, but when I first hear The Queen's Justice, the first thought that popped into my mind are Cersei or Daenerys. Now at this point in the season, Daenerys has probably had a few victories, Casterly Rock being one of those. So this means that Cersei is going to get some just desserts. I think that this is the episode where Euron will have that battle and he'll capture some of the Sand Snakes and bring them to face Cersei. We have that scene from the trailer where someone's walking through the crowd and the streets of King's Landing, and it seems like the crowd is cheering, or happy to see them at least. A lot of people thought that was Cersei, but I think that this is actually Euron, and he could be marching Yara and Arya through the streets of King's Landing, and Cersei will get her, justice, and that's why the episode's called The Queen's Justice. Now let me go ahead and read the official description. It goes, Daenerys holds court, Cersei returns a gift, and Jaime learns from his mistakes. Now, let's focus on that Cersei line real quick. Cersei returns a gift. What is, a common gift in Westeros? I'll give you 3 seconds. Death. Cersei will return the gift of death to Arya or potentially some of the other Sand Snakes that Euron may capture. Jaime learns from his mistakes. I think that this could be trusting Cersei. I think it means that Jaime will come to a point, not necessarily where he'll betray Cersei, but he'll learn that he can't trust her all the way, and this may lead him to not following the same path that he did last season, where he jumps at the opportunity to, you know, do what she tells him to do, basically. Daenerys holding court, now that could be one of two things. I don't know if she's going to have everyone to Dragonstone at this point, or I don't know if she's going to basically try to parlay and have a meeting with everyone this early on in the season, but it could mean that she has, you know, her and Jon meet up. I think this may be the episode where Jon goes to Dragonstone in search of Dragonglass, and him and Daenerys potentially meet each other, and then she holds court with Jon and Davos. I want to thank you all so much for watching. The like goal for this video will be 150. If you would like to enter my contest for once I reach 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube, all you have to do to enter that contest is 1, like this video, 2, comment down below, 3, subscribe to me here on YouTube, and then 4/5, hop on Twitter and on Instagram and follow me. If you don't do that bit of social media, the Twitter and the Instagram, you don't have to do that. Subscribing to me here on YouTube and commenting on this video will do its purpose. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.